Alright everyone, welcome back, and let's continue this Halloween Horror Fest with, this time, a game review. Which game shall I review? Well, how about Alien Isolation on PlayStation 4, also available on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and of course Xbox One. Not available on any Nintendo consoles, unfortunately. Yeah, the Alien franchise. It started out great with Ridley Scott laying down the ground with the first film, which was a huge success, even despite a generic title. It was, a slow, but, built up a lot of suspense type of horror film, and, Sigourney Weaver's character, of course, was critically acclaimed, and then followed up with a sequel entitled Aliens. How appropriate, because, it has more than one alien. And it brought up a lot of new characters, which are very well likable, and under the direction of James Cameron, I don't think I have to further explain how much of a great job he did, in some cases even better than the first one. Unfortunately, though, with the third and fourth, and then of course a couple of crossovers and prequels and spin-offs, didn't really turn out as well as these first two films stood alone as some of the greatest horror and action suspense type of films with such a generic title. And of course with video games, it kind of didn't turn out as good as you expect. I mean, they did a lot of games based off of this franchise, even with the crossovers that came before the crossover films, which were, in development hell for a while. I mean, it's no surprise that they would cash in on this whole idea, but what do you expect when LJN gets involved with only the third movie, which was obviously not exactly the favorite of this franchise. But they did inspire other game franchises which were highly successful. I mean, look at Contra, The Last Boss, or, first part of The Last Boss. What does that look like? An alien's head, obviously. And how about Metroid? Yeah, the 2D side-scrolling games, being that whole spaceship was a freaking maze. Yeah, it's no surprise there, and it's no coincidence that the whole freaking maze inspired the whole gameplay design for the first couple of 2D side-scrolling Metroid games. In fact, hell, even when Metroid made its transition into the third dimension, even that was like a freaking maze, trying to find your way around that damn thing while getting attacked by all these crazy monsters. No surprise there. And those game franchises, even to today, are still just as successful as you could imagine, despite a couple of speed bumps here and there. So, Alien, of course, did still cash in on the whole idea, but still didn't have much success, until today, that is, with Alien Isolation. Or, 2 years ago, I should say. Yeah, this game, unfortunately, has been out for quite a while, and I've been long overdue to review it. And now that I finally played it, and I did include it on my top 10 best video game list of 2014, so, yeah, delayed, but hey, better late than never, right? So, let's get to it, shall we? So, upon starting the game, of course you get different modes of gameplay. You get a survival mode, and no surprise there. But that's if you want to play through, if you think you got the balls to make it all the way through without saving. But screw that. If you're a novice gamer like I am, and not experienced with this kind of stuff, then, yeah, this is not the game mode you want to be playing. And hell, you probably won't even start it on the hardest difficulty, right? I mean, you want to play it on the easiest difficulty and at least enjoy it. Because, like I said, I'm not exactly an expert gamer with this kind of stuff. And, you notice you're not playing as Ripley. You're actually playing as Ripley's daughter, Amanda. Yeah, it's kind of a downer there, but I don't think it's the worst thing, because technically it's a sequel to the first movie, but takes place before the second one, Aliens. So it's an in-between film. If you really count it as a movie, that is. Kind of like how the real Ghostbusters cartoon takes place after the first movie, but acts as if the second one never came around. Which is fine. And as you guessed, it's one of those you gotta know where to go and what you gotta do type of games. As expected, this is a enormous map. And what you're looking at is not even the whole thing. I mean, it's that big. And there's always going to be new mission objectives every which way you look in every part of the ship that you travel to. And of course, not every part of the map is going to be available to you because, as I said, it is a huge map. Though you do have to, of course, collect the map updates when you come across them, which is definitely helpful because, you want to be able to see every part of the map, but obviously, as I said, you're not going to be able to because, every different part of the spaceship is accessible by either taking the elevators or the express hubs. Yeah, they could be a little bit tedious having to wait for those damn things. And, yeah, of course, the load screens can be a little bit tedious to have to sit through. But as I said, this map is very helpful. But I will say, though, it is kind of annoying having to keep pressing the interactive keypad button on the PS4 controller. Yes, as I said, I'm playing it on the PS4. But it is very helpful to try to figure out where you have to go. But it would be nice to have a little small map screen on the bottom right or something, kind of like Grand Theft Auto, don't you think? rather than having to keep pressing this button to keep bringing it up just to make sure I'm going in the right direction. If you press start though, it does pause the game, but I don't know if this does as well. I mean, yeah, you can save and exit, but the only problem is it doesn't save your game automatically. No, you have to go to a save point, which are at very fixed locations. Yes, they are on the map, and you do have the, map legend key thing that's very helpful, as well as trying to figure out where your next mission objective is, because you're always going to have a new one every time you complete one. The map is pretty helpful for the most part, but not 100%. Of course, getting through doors and stuff is a bit tricky because some of them do open automatically if the light's green, and if you come across one that's red or not lit at all, then obviously it's not going to open. So there's a lot of problem solving and figuring out where you have to go to get to your mission objective. So the map, as you can tell, just kind of gives you a hint. So, can't figure out how to access the door? Well, sometimes you have to hack the computer and, well, power up the doors and get them working again. Some of the doors have a keypad, which obviously requires the certain passcode number to put in. How do you find that out? Well, once again, go to the computer, look at the personal files, and there you go. It should be right there, and just put it right in. Open Sesame. Some of these doors just won't straight up open because, well, sometimes the power is down, and what do you gotta do? Well, you gotta crank up the backup generators, and there you go. Let there be light. Yeah, it's not the only time in the game you do this. You're going to be doing a lot of this in this game. And sometimes it's even more annoying when you have the freaking alien creature on your ass. Just as you're trying to power these damn things up. Damn! Holy shit! There's also some doors that are blocked by, as you can tell, a maintenance brace. How do you break it open? You get the maintenance jack. Just one of the many tools and materials you get in this game, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But yep, you get the jack. Bust the brace right open, and there you go. There's also certain doors and devices you can't access without, well, collecting a key card of, well, a recently deceased person on the ship. God damn, looks like this guy didn't have a very good day. But, thank you very much. You were definitely a help to me. What the hell is this, Doom all of a sudden? Yeah, interesting comparison right there, right? But anyway, yep, these key cards, you'll be collecting quite a lot of them in this game, as well as collecting certain materials, devices, and weapons. Yep, as promised, you might as well get into that now. Of course, you get different devices to use in the game. You get, of course, a tuner device that helps you, well, try to hack into devices and get things working, or, get to certain places that you're not able to access without it. And of course a tracker device that helps track enemies or, well, pretty much obviously the alien. You should probably know this is an alien game, so yep, there's obviously one alien on the loose and it's threatening to kill you. But you probably knew that already, obviously. So you come across it, well, you're pretty much a dead person. Yeah, you could try to hide from it, that's your best means of self-defense for the meantime, and even later on in the game, basically just hiding inside of one of these lockers, hiding inside of one of these metal box things. Basically do it only when the thing doesn't see you, because, well, if it sees you, then, well, it's going to break it open, and, well, you're pretty much a dead person. So, beats the purpose right there. Otherwise, yep, just hide inside, don't make any sound or noise, thing walks by, and when you think it's safe and sound, coast is clear, then get the hell out. You can hide in any of these things. Hell, you can hide under hospital beds, hide under desk tables, or basically hide on the other side of a table where it's not looking, and, well, just play a game of cat and mouse right there. Yeah, that's pretty much what most of this game is whenever this damn thing is around. And this is especially useful at the beginning of this game because, well, you're ill-equipped to have to deal with some pretty unfair difficulty of having a, well, pretty much a crappy melee weapon, nothing more than that. But as you progress through the game, of course, you get more devices and weapons as well. You get, well, a handgun, revolver, you get, of course, a shotgun, but I would be cautious with using these because it can be useful against human enemies, or, well, these android people. Yep, as you remember from the movie, the androids. Once you disobey them, well, they're pretty much out to grab you and try to kill you. Come on, get the hell off me, you piece of shit. Yeah, these things can be really annoying and really a pain in the ass, but you are able to take them out pretty good if you have the right amount of weapons to do so. Whether you got handguns, well, okay, the handgun is pretty useless, but the shotgun is a lot more useful against them. You get a crappy little melee weapon which you start out with in the game, but sometimes the stronger one can grab a hold of you and try to choke you or do whatever. Of course, you can craft all these different types of weapons and materials that are very useful, like Medic shots, yep, very useful because of course these assholes are going to drain your health. Yeah, you got a health meter, so you got to be conscientious and keep an eye on that. You got EMPs, which are very useful for stunning and, well, temporarily disabling these damn androids. Molotovs, which, okay, you do have to be cautious when throwing these things. They do help when trying to take these guys out or scare away the alien, but you do have to throw them from a wise distance. If you throw them too close to yourself, well, you can set yourself on fire and pretty much drain your health very drastically and, well, basically kill yourself. And of course, you also do get noisemaker weapons. Not much use out of them other than attracting that alien xenomorph. Basically, they're a good distraction if you're trying to throw the alien off and try to move to a different room, like right here. Same thing goes with the flare. Yes, you do get flares, the only difference is with these things is you can't craft them, of course. But they do cause a distraction, only with the, pretty much the bright flashing light, but they don't make noise. Flashbangs do make noise, and they do slow the alien down, but I consider them more a cheap alternative. Yeah, you're better off with either a smoke bomb, which not only slows the alien down a lot more, but also creates less invisibility. But you want my opinion? I'd go with the pipe bomb. Yep, those things are way better, right on par with the Molotovs, and especially, bada bing bada boom, the flamethrower. Yeah, this thing is your best friend in this game. This is your best means of self-defense. Get a good amount of flame rounds, and there you go. You're in business right there, with taking out any enemies, androids, and especially scaring off the xenomorph alien creature. And yes, even face huggers too. Yep, they're in this game, well, not till later on, but trust me, you don't want them getting on you, because then, well, it's game over, man. It's game over. That never gets old. Why can't that be the game over screen right there? I mean, Christ, wouldn't that add some humor into the game? Wouldn't be a bad idea right there. Oh, rest in peace, by the way, Bill Paxton. But anyway, yep, those are the weapons, and of course a stun baton, which of course you have to have rounds as well. But this is only useful against basically human enemies or androids, as well as a bolt gun. Yeah, these are the best, obviously, against androids. If you hold it in long enough, you can shoot their head. Well, there you go. They go down on the count.